Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. I shall be seeing what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. We'll be relaxing as per usual, doing a bit of recording before a D&D session, because there's recording I'll need to do after a D&D session as well. Mainly because I'm not here from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which means I will need at least 2 Animal Crossing episodes pre-recorded. Which, well, I don't know exactly when will be. We'll figure it out at some point, but nonetheless. Am I even talking to my microphone? Here we go. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's at 6:08 PM on Monday, June 16th, 2025. It's pretty warm, pretty hot today. I switched over from using I can't remember, a thick duvet, to one of the thinner sort of summer-like blankets. I don't know what they're called, like fleece blankets, is that right? Not the towel blankets. Fleece blankets, is that right? I don't know why the first one I saw was a minion one. No, it's not a fleece blanket. It's not my material. I don't really know what material it is, to be honest. It's like I almost want to call it plasticky, but that seems a bit rude, to be honest. Yeah, I also forgot that I was meant to turn like my microphone up a little bit. Wait. And just the smallest amount. Hopefully enough that I can be heard properly when I'm speaking quietly and not at my mic. And also, not too loud that you hear static in the background. Instead now you've got the nice sort of sound of rain. Do I have an umbrella on me? I don't. I feel like it seems a bit aesthetically odd to not be having an umbrella. And isn't it a thing like you can't equip these as umbrellas anymore, right? Which feels crazy. Or maybe I can equip this one as an umbrella? No? That seems crazy to me. Hold. Oh, okay, there you go. You had to specifically make an umbrella. Yes, okay. A goat skull, skeleton umbrella. Anyway, hold on. I mean, the blanket's literally right behind me. I can see what sort of material it's made out of. If there's a label on it. Well, there is a label on it, but it's so old that it's like faded away. It's washed off. I don't know. It's just something from China, I think. Like some sort of. I don't even know what material this would be. It's not a fuzzy blanket. It is. I would describe it as smooth, if anything. Like it's kind of like a quilted blanket. Maybe it's a quilt. Quilt. What defines a quilt? Define quilt. A warm bed covering made of padded, enclosed between layers of fabric, kept in places by lines of stitching, typically decorative design. You know what? I think it's a quilt. What are quilts made out of? It just has a fabric. What qualifies as a quilt? Multi-layered. It has to be multi-layered. 2 layers of fabric or fibre. What are quilts usually made out of? The top part is a decorative part of a traditional quilt featuring a pattern or artwork usually made of cotton. You can also have velvet, silk, tulle, polyester, microfiber. Well, I can certainly say mine is not velvet, silk, tulle. I mean, it might be a polyester blend. Polyester is meant to be quite a warm blanket. This one's, I don't know, quite cool. Microfiber? I don't know if it's a microfiber. Microfiber feels like a very sort of generic term now I think about it. The batting, the middle of a quilt, is a padded layer that gives the quilt its warmth, made of wool, down, feathers or cotton. I think it's just probably cotton all the way through, isn't it? I'll be honest, I don't even know if this has any padding in it. I felt it and I was like, it basically feels just like the top layer have a bottom. Anyway, quilts. I'm not sure if I've ever spoken about quilts before. Quilts is a very nice sounding word, by the way. My knowledge of quilts, for whatever reason, I remember the first time I learned about a quilt was in primary school. I think it was a magic key book. I'm not entirely sure. But it was essentially, I think it was like Kipper or something. No, Chip, sorry, that's his name. I think Kipper's the dog. Got like a quilt given to him by his grandmother, and it has all these sort of different patterns on or something. Let's see. Magic Key Book Series Quilt. The Patchworker tells the story of what happens when children end up in a patchwork world where everything's been sewn back to front and upside down. Yeah, this kind of looks right. Maybe? That's not how I remember the Magic Key characters looking. Well, maybe I had a different illustration one. The Magic Key, if you don't know, is some UK, I don't know, like children's adventure series, kind of. And by children's, I do literally mean like 5-year-olds adventure stories. It's like to get kids into reading. Or maybe it's the Magic Quilt. Is that what I'm getting confused with? What is the Magic Quilt? That does seem pretty familiar. What's a story, though, of a magic quilt? It's a bill? Story. What's the story of a quilt in everyday use? Each with a perspective on family heritage. Dee and Maggie. Is that it? Toby adores his patchwork quilt his mum made. Has magical adventures. Maybe this is what I'm thinking of. I don't remember reading this, though. I don't know. I feel like quilts come up a surprising amount in UK children's literature. Which might sound weird to say, but the fact that there are apparently 2 I recognised specifically about quilts is a bit wild. I feel like you don't even see quilts all that often nowadays. And do I own one of those big sort of patchwork quilts with like a different sort of pattern on every single thing? I don't think so. I don't even know if I know anyone who does, mind you. They are pretty cool though. I can't imagine how long it takes to actually make one of those. That's certainly a level of commitment, which, I mean, all of these sort of handicrafts take a very long time to actually make. So you got to be very, very committed, you know, crocheting, knitting, etc, etc, etc. And yeah, you're kind of like in it for the long haul, because I think it's also one of those things, if you start, you aren't able, you can't just like stop quilting, right? Can you? Or like you stop making, well, I mean, you can literally stop making something, but it feels, I think, a bit anticlimactic, isn't it? I guess you could sort of round it off early, be like, oh, you know what, I'm actually just going to make a smaller blanket, I can't be bothered to commit. But those things take like forever, they take like years or something, or people doing them. Which, you know, I have a great appreciation for. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just look up quilt. Let's look up some nice quilts. I think it is a quilt. I don't know. I mean, firstly, I'm getting a bit of semantic satiation about the word quilt, and now it's no longer sounding like a word to me. It's really weird that I can look at these images of quilts and be like, I know what that texture feels like. Like, I know what that quilt feels like. I might be wrong, mind you, but part of me is kind of like, I know what it's like. I know what that one is specifically. I think quilts are quite fun. They're quite, I think a true quilt in my mind is one of patchwork of all sorts of different bits and pieces. But I suppose that feels quite retro, quite vintage now, if anything. Some might even call it a bit gaudy, having so many different interweaving patterns together with no cohesive theme. And while I say I do aesthetically like the ones which have more of a cohesive theme together, I think there's a bit of a charm, I suppose, in the sort of the kitsch nature of a patchwork quilt, no? Saying I'm looking at some of these, and you know, I think there's a nice balance in between. This one's quite nice. It's got like 4 different colours, but like 8 different textures or something. But it's got the same repeating pattern. It makes it look both unified and sort of leaning into that patchwork aesthetic. I mean, this one looks very homemade. It's got like 16 different patterns on it. That's crazy. I don't know. People just haven't seen quilts for sale really anymore. I quite like this one. It's like a sort of rainbow with pluses. Now this one's a bit too much for me. You can't see what I'm looking at, but It's basically every single square is a different pattern. They're all very busy patterns. I'm much more minimalist with the stylistic choices I like compared to maximalist things. Things with very heavy patterns I tend not to wear. I tend to wear like block colours, if anything. I don't even tend to wear graphic tees, which I think is a bit ironic because I am technically wearing a graphic tee now. This one I bought from, I can't remember. I looked up who the creator was. Maybe I can read it. Tasty Peach, that was it. It says Sweet and Sassy on it. Am I by Sweet and Sassy? I don't know. But Tasty Peach, here we go. With their merch. I don't know, it's just on sale in UK somehow. You know what, maybe I should have checked them out to see if they had an acrylic thing. If they had like an acrylic keychain or something to do, because if they're selling them UK, then presumably that'd be actually feasible. There are a lot of cute plushies though. So many cute plushies in the world. I like this dinosaur one. It looks like it's all in USD though, so presumably these are not from the UK delivery. I don't know why. They were literally on sale in a chain. HMV, which is a pretty big chain. The only downside is the t-shirt I bought was a little bit too small for me. Like I normally wear small and medium. Small in this size is too small, I would say. I mean, like I fit in it. It's not like I'm bursting out seams or something, but I'm like, I probably would have bought a medium if I was a medium. Alas. There's some keychains. I'm not sure I want a keychain as much as I want a phone charm. There's nothing in the collection, so who knows? Home goodies, houseware, drinkware, paper goods. I guess these are stickers. I should look for that pop socket again. See if there's more of them. Anyway, quilts. I feel like I have quite a lot of quilts. There's another quilt I have, which is also from China. I think it's like a white one. It's got like these nice orange and green leaves on it. See, that's the sort of simplistic style I like. You might be like, what's a quilt that I'm using right now that I'll get to sleep with? There's not really much to it. It's just kind of green, and it's got like a dark green border. I think I've had it since since I was a child or something. Probably like one of my grandparents bought it for me or something. Anyway, absolute saviour when it comes to the summer months. This and the towel-like blankets, which I guess now would probably be, now I think about it, it's probably a microfiber quilt. No? I don't really know. I've never really thought about it. I wonder how easy it is to make a quilt. How to make a quilt? I don't think I have enough scrap pieces of material to actually make a quilt though. But if I was actually into like textile makings or something, that'd be a fun thing to do. All the projects I save like one square left over, and then assemble it all into a quilt. And then like the first 50 of them, I'll be like, boom. This is my first quilt. Made of all the different textures and textiles and projects I've made over the years. That would actually, honestly, that would be a really cool idea. I think I'd actually have to get into plushie making first though. Which, easier said than done. And plus I don't think the materials that you make plushies out of you would necessarily make a quilt out of. Well, maybe, I don't know. Because I thought you make plushies out of like felt things a lot of the time. Well, I mean, if plushies are very huggable, I don't see why the quilt can't also be huggable, right? A quillo. Making a quilt into a quillo. Interesting. 4 ways to make quilts bigger. How can there be so many different strategies to make a quilt bigger? Oh, it's about taking a quilt you have and then doing something to make it look bigger. I see. Well, I mean, some of them are obvious. Add a border. Okay, fair. Add sashing. That's notification. I guess that makes sense. In between the blocks, I didn't necessarily think about. Add more blocks. I think that's kind of the obvious one. And make the blocks larger. That kind of also feels quite obvious. But you know, it's nice to have these sort of guides out there for people to be able to refer to, right? A rag quilt. Interesting. It's good for beginners. Baby quilt. Quilter's Bible. Patchwork quilt. I feel like it must be a very good... I think it might be a very good sort of in-between for handicrafts, right? Because surely quilt making doesn't take as long as, you know, crocheting an entire, or knitting an entire blanket. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but it still takes enough effort that it's rewarding in the end. It's not just like a, I don't know, you bought a piece of fabric or something. I don't know. I guess on that note, I'll just sort of round this episode up here. I don't really have anything else to say, to be honest. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.